seen my granny step her pain deep. Granddaddy ain't no saint to know it changed me. Was traumatized, looked up in the eyes, I know my father died. Ever since I vowed that I would never let them down. Kept my distance from the crowd, got on my knees, looked at the clouds. Kept my grades up like one day I'm gon' clean my mama veins up. Get famous, an introvert, so maybe fame won't work for me. I changed up, felt strange, cause maybe something after me. I tried to be an athlete like the cool kids, right?
What's good, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Culture Shift. I'm your host, Juice, and before we get started, I just hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday. As a Bucs fan, you can see I got on all my Bucs stuff. I'm in a good mood right now, and we're gonna jump right into it about this sports stuff that's been going on. And the first thing I want to start off with is my Bucs. We finally re-signed Mike Evans, and I knew it was gonna happen. I just didn't know when. I didn't understand why it was taking so long. And I guess the biggest thing for me is it was all about, I guess, the money, how long it was going to be. Obviously, he's 30 years old, but he's not showing no signs of slowing down. I mean, every single year he's been in the league, 1,000 yards, regardless of the quarterback. The only receiver to ever do that. Okay, he's never had a season where he's been under 1,000 yards. So every single year he's been that. Going into this next year, he'll have a chance to tie the record with Jerry Rice with 11. Jerry Rice did it he didn't do it his rookie year, but he did it the following year and he kept going. So he did 11 years straight. And I think Mike can catch it. I think Mike, these next 2 years, I think he can catch him and also surpass him. But obviously it's all about health and just hoping that, because I don't think the quarterback matters. He's shown that it's just all about him staying healthy. And also too, I think the biggest thing as well is that he doesn't rely on speed. He's a big body receiver, so he'll still be able to go up and get those 50-50 balls. And he's very sound. He's a very good route runner. And so I think he'll still do a lot of damage these next 2 years. Hopefully he doesn't fall off a little bit. Obviously, you're gonna see some type of slippage. It's just a given because of his age. But I think these next 2 years, I think he'll live up to that contract. He'll live up to being paid. He got 2 years, 52 million, 35 million guaranteed. That's about 26 a year. So Kansas City Chiefs fans, you got to find somebody else to help you with that 3-peat, because it ain't going to be Mike. He want to be a Buck for life. I told y'all that. And like I was saying, like in my previous episodes, man, when we were discussing Mike Evans, I always said the Bucs would be dumb because you didn't give him an extension last year when he asked for it, which you probably could have got him for less. Okay, you didn't give him an extension last year going into the season. You didn't trade him at the deadline. So your only option was to bring him back, because the Bucs fans, we wouldn't have let y'all live it down. I mean, it would have been nothing y'all could have said that would have made us really understand why you didn't give him an extension, nor did you trade him. So kudos to the Bucs. Kudos to Jason Light, who's one. I mean, he's probably my favorite GM, and it's not because he's on my team, but I mean, he just continues to do. He just continues to be a magician when it comes to the salary cap, when it comes to building our team, and just making those decisions where you might have to, because we let go of Shaq Barrett, and he was due for a $15 million bonus. So you understood that, because the past 2 years, I mean, he hurt himself the previous year, and then last year, he didn't really. Obviously, he was just coming off an Achilles tear, so it's like, what do you expect? So yeah, that $15 million was definitely a no go. But we're gonna miss him. because he was a dynamic player, and I think that wherever he goes, he'll show his worth. But I just think that 15 million, it was just, we needed that. And also too, the salary cap jump that helped us, gave us some extra money, so I think it made things a little bit easier. But I just like how Jason Light is able to um meticulously let go of certain players, or not re-sign them as much as we may like them, but finding ways to keep those really good important ones, like Mike Evans. Letting go of Shaq Barrett, but bringing in Mike Evans, well, keeping him. Then uh um so you had, because I know too, it was we were it, they were the Bucs was talking about, it was like, if they don't re-sign Mike Evans, we'll probably have a chance at getting, you had, because you got some other receivers out there. You got Calvin Ridley, Marquise Brown, you got Gabe Davis, OBJ, T Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr. And I know Michael Pittman Jr. was somewhat linked to the Bucs. But what I would say is that none of those players would have. I mean, Michael Pittman Jr., I wouldn't have mind him, but it's just Mike Evans. I felt like he deserved to retire a Buck. Whatever it was that he wanted, understanding, I get with age, and I get with, because I think that he's the only player to at age 30 to get a contract in his third year that big, at being 26 million a year, because normally they don't want to give aging receivers, aging players, not named a quarterback, so big money like that. So I think that was important. As long as Mike don't go out and flop these next 2 years, I think um it it'll work itself out. I think the drop balls that he dealt with this year, I think that he may just had a lot on his mind, because he still went out there and had a career year. He tied the league in touchdowns, the league lead in touchdowns with Tyreek Hill. So I just think he probably had a lot on his mind going into that year that caused him to drop more balls than he normally do. So I think going into this year, he'll be just fine. Um, and we'll just kind of see with that. And even with that, I don't think T Higgins or Michael Pittman Jr. was ever realistic anyway, because T Higgins, he got franchise tags. So unless they don't sign him, or unless he doesn't sign the franchise tag, which I don't see happening, T Higgins gonna be with the Bengals. And then Michael Pittman Jr., their GM already came out and said he wasn't going nowhere. So either he gonna be on that franchise tag, or he gonna be on a long term deal. But regardless, he not coming. He ain't going nowhere. So that would have left you with what? Calvin Ridley, Marquise Brown, Gabe Davis, and OBJ. And I could say something about every last one of them. Calvin Ridley, he came and went. But I know a lot of that had to do with him being gone for a year. But when you come out the first game the way you did, coming out the way you did, you can't, you got to show that a little bit more. You know what I'm saying, throughout the year. But I can understand it's a long year. It's a grind. Probably didn't have his legs under him. So I think going into this next year, he'll be much better. And the Jaguars, I don't even understand why they would even let him go. You traded for him. So, bring him back. Give Trevor Lawrence some more to work with, and, keep building that offense. And Marquise Brown, um, yeah, I mean, I he's not somebody that I too much care about, outside of him being AB's cousin. So then Gabe Davis, man, I mean, he's I don't know, he's special, because you can, on one end, he can give you 147 yards a game, and then the next one he can give you literally straight donuts. So and then OBJ, he's on the back half of his career. So Mike Evans was the only real option. You got to bring him back. He got to retire as a Buck. It's just some people that you don't let go, and I think Mike Evans was one of those players. Um, But then that moves on to uh uh Baker Mayfield. You know, he's supposedly going to be the next domino to fall, right? And this is what see, this is what blow me. Uh I seen a headline that said Baker Mayfield is unwilling to compromise with the Bucs. Meaning he not trying to take no hometown discount. He want to cash in, and I don't blame him. You know, these opportunities don't come around, and when you hit a high, you want to capitalize off that high the best you can, especially if you don't believe that you're gonna be able to replicate that. You feel what I'm saying? So you want to get your money, and I don't blame him because this is his first time really getting the bag the way he should have been since after being drafted first overall. Because Cleveland they traded him. The Panthers let him go. The Rams let him go. So now that he's with the Bucs, he had a career year. So you want to cash in on it. I get it. Not at no damn $40 million a year. The devil is a lie. The devil a lie. I'm not paying you $40 million. The minute, and listen, and I know that a lot of times that these camps or that these sites just be coming out saying stuff. Okay, cool. But let me tell you something. If this is literally how he feel, and I'm not asking you to take a hometown discount. I'm asking you, bro, I get it. The market gonna dictate what a person is paid. It ain't gonna dictate what I'm gonna pay you. Cause I'm not paying. That's not what I'm not paying just to pay. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Once again, like I said in my previous episodes, when Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, you believe them. I can't sit here and say I feel like what Baker Mayfield did this past year is what he is, what he actually is. So when I'm sitting there and I'm looking at that, I'm just like, so you think you're worth 40 million a year? Now, because the range that I was seeing was 30 to 40. But you hitting the high. You talking about you ain't unwilling to compromise from 40. Man, you crazy as hell. Because I know one thing. It's another quarterback out there, Russell Wilson, who has proven himself. Even last year, man, because technically he only had one bad year in Denver. That was the first year. Cause last year the man ain't play bad. 26 touchdowns and 8 picks. And I guarantee you that man gonna go to a team. Somebody he gonna go to a team. It's not gonna be a long-term deal. It's gonna be a 1-year deal. Prove it. And it's gonna be 10, 15 million. It ain't even gonna be that much. Somebody gonna get Russell Wilson on a steal. He ain't finna sign no long-term contract. And that's so messed up because the Broncos and the media narrative on him is what is making his market like that. This man is a Super Bowl winning a quarterback, a Pro Bowler, and people really trying to make it seem like this man, Russ and Mayfield, are like. So if Baker Mayfield go get $40 million, why Russell Wilson can't go get a long term deal with that same amount? You trying to tell me Mayfield better than Russ? Like, come on, that's crazy. I ain't doing it. Mayfield will be on somebody else's team. He won't be on mine because I ain't doing it. Shit, fool me once, shame on you. Nah, bro, you ain't finna get me. Nope. But so moving on from that, you kind of going into it with the Chiefs and them releasing Marquez Valdez Scantling, MVS. Y'all better go back and get him now. Cause shit, I bet y'all thought y'all was gonna get Mike Evans. Psych. Tricked y'all. But listen, Um, the MVS, yeah, he was definitely a release candidate. I mean, the contract that you was paying him about what 10 million a year, 13 million a year, something like that on a 3 year deal. Yeah, no, I mean, this one will be understanding. Like it be some people, some players I sit and look at, and I just be like, how the hell they getting paid that much? And it's because of the market. It's always the market, always the market. And then you see these players, they get released after 1 2 years into the contract because they can't live up to it. You feel me? Instead of paying a person what you know a person is worth, you pay them based on what the market say. And I ain't mad at it. Cause hey, we're a capitalist country, so that's just how it is. But the Chiefs, y'all gonna have to figure something out. Cause y'all already didn't have no receivers. And then y'all release him. And what the hell you gonna do with Tony? I mean, with Kadarius Tony. I mean, y'all didn't have no receivers on that team that could do anything. Y'all had a receiver and a tight end, Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce. So the little help you do got you letting them go. And MVS actually came through for y'all in the playoffs. Shit, y'all released the wrong person. But I get it though. It's the money. So I ain't really tripping out that. But it's just, man, y'all gotta figure something out now. But the one good thing about it though is that this draft class is heavy as hell. So um it seemed like every year, man, wide receivers and running backs, you could find them late in the draft. It's like a lot of them. You um but also too, I think a lot of times, man, we get lost in the fact that you can only find talent in the first, second, third, fourth round. And then once the fifth, sixth, seventh round come around, it's like we just guessing at this point, or we just reaching, you know, and instead of doing that, you know, where you find people that's like where you get an AB who was drafted in the sixth round, or Tom Brady that was drafted in the sixth round, or Jason Kelsey that was drafted in the sixth round, or Richard Sherman that was drafted in the fifth round. You get all these players, man, that's drafted late. Brock Purdy drafted in the seventh round, the very last pick. You know, do your due diligence. Don't just focus on the prospects that people talking about, because we've seen a lot of examples of highly successful college players go to the NFL and not be able to perform like that. And I don't know what it be, but they just can't do it. The talent just don't translate. The skills just don't translate. But then you see also players that are not talked about, that haven't been discussed, or whatever the case may be. And you feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think that I'm basically trying to say it don't matter what whoever says, whether it's Mel Kiper or whoever these other draft analysts, draft gurus is, it don't matter what they say, who should go in what round, who should be drafted in what round, or your eye test can tell you. And not just your eye test, you can, what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't take advice, don't take pointers, but at the same time, you see how many times, you see how they can be right, and you can see how they can be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Even people that they don't even bring up come out and be more successful than the people that they have talked about. I mean, look at Carson Wentz. Look at Mitchell Trubisky, Ryan Leaf. What's the Colts running back from Alabama who didn't even let Richardson? I forgot his first name. It's like, so you see all of these players, man, that they tout and say that it's gonna be so good. I mean, look at even Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush, Vince Young. Now, don't get me wrong, Vince Young, Reggie Bush, they had successful careers. They came in the league and they did something. Reggie Bush was not what he was in college. You know what I'm saying? You seen those moments here and there, but college college and the NFL is just completely different beasts. And then you seen with Matt Leinart. I mean, he was complete. Don't even get me started with him. Dude was ass. And that's just me being real. Dude was a straight ass. So just gotta do your due diligence, man. You gotta search. Cause ain't nothing is a given. The number one pick is no matter how good a person say that person is, if it don't happen on the field, it don't matter. If it don't translate, it don't matter. So yeah, that's that. Um, so Justin Fields, I still, this still a topic that's heavily talked about, and at this point, it's almost like a matter of not if but when Justin Fields will get traded, because it's almost seems like a given that Chicago is gonna trade Justin Fields and gonna draft Caleb Williams, and I mean I hope it work out for him. Uh, I just know, man, the NFL is just the NFL is like they're not everything is quick, man. It's like a microwave. They put these like you used to have a player like with Green Bay. It seemed like they're the only team that do it. That would draft a quarterback and do not mind sitting that quarterback for a few years before getting them ready to play. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, but it seemed like yet again, Jordan Love is going to be the quarterback of the future for years to come. And this is what's even more crazy. And this might be the advantage that the Green Bay Packers have, is that they don't have an owner. It's a bunch of people. It's not literally a bunch of people, but I'm saying it's a group of people that runs it. And so you might have a whole bunch of different ideas and people talking a lot of compromise or whatever the case may be. And for some reason they're able to get it right. They don't buy into the pressure where they just feel like they gotta start a quarterback, because they had those opportunities when they drafted Aaron Rodgers. They could have just went with Aaron Rodgers, but we're gonna, even with Brett Favre doing what he's doing. Man, I'm finna retire. I'm gonna come back. I'm finna retire. I'm gonna come back. They let Brett Favre come back. They went with but now the last time he tried it, it was like, okay, you know what, we done with this. We just gonna move on with Aaron. Although he still went on to be successful in other places, Aaron Rodgers was the truth. So now you do the same with Jordan Love. You know what I'm saying? So but Justin Fields, man, I think for him, looking at it from his perspective, I would want to be on a different team, because you got where there's smoke is fire, and you have not heard as many stories about you being traded or about the Bears drafting Caleb Williams for nothing. It came from somewhere. So at some point, you of course you're gonna look and you're just gonna be like, you know what, maybe a fresh start is what I need, because they haven't put you in a position to succeed, not in the best positions to succeed. Hell, the good running back you had, they let him go, David Montgomery, and look what he just went over there and did in Detroit. While y'all over there with a bunch of running backs, don't like. I mean, y'all got what 3-4 running backs over there, and Khalil Herbert, the only one I know, and I think Roquan Johnson, I think that's his name. But and then the only move I give y'all credit for is the wide receiver, bringing in DJ Moore. I mean, y'all got Cole Kmet. You let your best defensive player go, sign a big contract with the Baltimore Ravens. So y'all ain't putting this man in the position to succeed. Then you fired the offensive coordinator, but you kept the head coach, Matt freaking Eberflus. I want to go to. I wouldn't even want to be there. I wouldn't even want to be there. And Caleb Williams, he should damn sure not want to be there because shit, y'all just gonna set me up for failure too. But hey, if that was me, if I was the Bears, I'm not trading Justin Fields. I'm not I'm not drafting another quarterback, man. Number one overall, man. Y'all have the number one overall pick, and I get it. Caleb Williams, he might be the next best thing, but he might not. Y'all have a quarterback already. Why not build around that man? Why not support that man? And that be that bullshit I be talking about with these, like, bro, the NFL and like, bro, this shit be so. We grown. We all grown adults. Don't get on camera, bro, and tell me that and tell everybody that. Yeah, we think he's great. He's on our team. We support him. Just to go behind my back and do something completely different or say something completely different. Cause I bet y'all they ain't told that Justin Fields or his representative nada. That's been all this bull junk that's been coming out. If it's true, I bet you they ain't told him or his representative. Like, come on with the fake love. You either love me, or you don't. And if they loved him, it would have shown. They would have supported that man better. They would have did more for that man. Nah, Justin Fields, he takes some blame. It ain't like he hasn't he been getting hammered out there for the things that he may have said, pointing blame on other people, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, you cannot dispute what you've seen over that second half of the season with Justin Fields. But like I said, if I was Justin Fields, I want to be going to please draft Caleb Williams and get me out of here. Send me to Atlanta. Send me somewhere else with some competent front office people. Yeah. Yeah. So my last NFL topic before I get into a little NBA is it's just Jason Kelsey retiring. I'm gonna say this. I'm a Madden player. I love Madden. And I promise you, when I used to see players that I liked or that I just wanted to have still in my franchise, when I used to see him retire, I used to hate it. It used to make me want to start the season over. So what I start doing is when I start my season, before I get to the end of the year, everybody that I like, even if they're on my team or not, you know what I'm saying? Even if I kind of don't like them, if they was like a good star player, I go on the team and put their age down. I put their age like 25, 26. You know what I'm saying? So I can have them, so they could be on that plan. I don't know. It's just something about certain players, man, that you just know or remember. Cause I've been playing Madden for years. It's like you don't want to see them go. You feel me? Like you don't want to stop playing with them. For example, like Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell. Even back in the days, man, when I was playing with Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Derrick Brooks, Shelton Quills, Simeon Rice, Warren Sapp, John Lynch. I mean, I could keep going on and on. And Ricky Williams, Warwick Dunn, Michael Vick when he was in Brett Favre. Like, you don't want to see that end. You know what I'm saying? As much as you like the newer generation, it's just something about those greats, man, or those good players that you seen playing that you just wish that you could see play forever. And even though I'm not a big Eagles fan, I'm not even a big Jason Kelsey fan. But like he's one of them players. You know, Jason Kelsey, he been in the league for a while since 2011. It really seemed longer than that. It seemed like he been in the league since like 2006 or something like that. But he been in the league since 2011, 13-year pro. He was a 6th-round pick, which is crazy. 6-time first team All Pro and a 7-time Pro Bowler. So I think we can all say that he'll probably go down as one of the greatest Eagles ever, and he'll probably go down as one of the greatest centers to ever play the game. And he definitely will be in Ohio, in Canton, in the Hall of Fame one day. But that just goes to show you, man, that everything comes to an end at some point. You can't do stuff forever, but although we won't be seeing him on the football field, at least we'll still get to see him on his New Heights podcast. So him and his brother Travis. And that also goes to tell you too, Jason retiring, Travis ain't too far behind, man. Travis probably got 2 years max. And I'm saying that because it depends on how this next upcoming year is. But this last year that just ended was probably one of the worst. I mean, not worst seasons, but just the way it looked like I don't know if it was just how the season was just taking its toll on him, maybe because he was doing so much. But that second half of the season, he kind of fell off, man. He kind of went away. And they still was able to come in and win a Super Bowl, and that's just a testament to their greatness. But I think at some point, man, he'll start winding down. But on to this NBA. We're gonna shift to the NBA a little bit, man. I got a couple of topics that I want to talk about with this NBA. And the first thing I want to talk about, man, is the Warriors getting blown out by 52 points to be exact. And oh man, so on the one hand, you don't really want to look at that and be like, it's this big deal. But they was down by almost 50, or I can't remember exactly how much, but they was down by a big margin in the first quarter or the first half, and it's only 24 minutes in a half, and they was down by, I want to say 50 points. It might have been about 30, but I kind of want to say 50. But needless to say, the Celtics are the best team. I think the Denver Nuggets is probably the only team that I would say that could uh get them a run for their money. It can kind of go either way in that type of series. But like I said in my previous episode, Boston, we've seen this before where they had a deep team, they had a great team, they was the best team, and once the playoffs came, they just couldn't make it happen. Once the finals came, they just couldn't make it happen. Whoever they was playing against. Now, I did see something to where it was talking about that this was kind of like a revenge game from the fact that the Warriors beat them in the finals, but I think that's just BS. The Celtics are just a better team, man, and if this is who the Celtics really are, then they do got a great chance at winning the finals, and I think that this could be their year if they're able to continue doing what they're doing, continue to play together. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown continue to be that law firm that they is, and continue to shut people down, and they already have a big blowout margin when it comes to their home field. They play very good at home, so I guess it's just a matter of seeing how they end the season, and also as well how they perform in the playoffs, because that's what really matters, right? And then moving on to LeBron, 40,000 points. So the first thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna congratulate him because he's the only player in history to have 40,000 points. Do I think 40,000 points will be touched again? I don't know. I truly don't. I don't know. It's hard to say because hell, nobody thought that anybody was gonna break Kareem's scoring points total. So, with LeBron, he's played 21 years. I mean, with longevity, obviously you're gonna break a lot of records. With you playing so much, so we'll just kind of have to see with that. But that just go to show too, man, how great he is, and how long of a period of time that he's been doing it for. Because there's nobody in NBA history that's been able to play and to perform at such a high level for this long. Nobody. Nobody that's played. Kobe couldn't do it. Kareem didn't do it. LeBron is the only one that's maintained a high level where you look at him and you know that he's still the best player on your team. And he's just still great. The only thing I would say about it is that it seemed like every time that he does something spectacular, he does something great, there's no win behind it. He broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. It was a loss. The Kobe statue, when they was revealing the statue, they lost. This game here, the 40,000 points, they lost. So it's like he continues to be great, but the team is it. So, I mean, last year y'all snuck in and y'all at the end of the year, once y'all got in the playoffs, y'all snatched it up and y'all went to the Western Conference Finals and you got beat by Denver. But I don't know if that can happen this year. I don't know if they have the talent to be able to do that this year. Although it's pretty much the same players, but I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. So, guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I mean, that is my team as far as the NBA is concerned. I love the Lakers, and we'll just see what happens. But I appreciate y'all for tuning in for these few minutes, man. While I give y'all some little updates and give y'all my little opinions on certain topics and stuff like that. So I hope that y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Monday. Make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know y'all thoughts. Let me know what y'all thinking. Until next time.
They won't let nobody play with me like, if you do, gon' be a